Happy Wednesday morning, March 24, 2021. I'm Riley King, and welcome to this Wednesday morning edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. We have a lot of news to get to this Wednesday morning, so let's begin. First up, we're going to begin with a look at your COVID-19 numbers in New Hampshire. Let's take a look at those COVID-19 numbers right now. And here is a look at those COVID-19 numbers for all of you. Right now, there are 81,132 number of people in New Hampshire have tested positive for COVID-19. There are 1,218 number of deaths from COVID-19 in New Hampshire. There are 64 current number of hospitalizations for COVID-19 in New Hampshire. That is a look at your COVID-19 numbers today in New Hampshire. One more Granite Stater dies of COVID-19 as cases climb higher. Let's take a listen to that video from WR News 9.
Summit Packaging Systems is hiring for all shifts. Summit knows stability, security, and growth are extremely valuable. You'll develop skills to succeed and earn steady income and benefits. Apply online at summitpackagingsystems.com/careers today.
Tonight, DHHS is reporting 386 new cases in the state. That's the most in a single day since mid-February. And active cases are on the rise as well to nearly 2,500, the highest since late February.
Well, the number of current hospitalizations fell to 64, and one more person has died from COVID-19, bringing the state's death toll to 1,218.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Meals on Wheels reaches out to isolated Granite Staters. Let's take a listen to that video from WR News 9.
Summit Packaging Systems is hiring for all shifts. Summit knows stability, security, and growth are extremely valuable. You'll develop skills to succeed and earn steady income and benefits. Apply online at summitpackagingsystems.com/careers today.
Meals on Wheels serves about 7,500 meals a week in Hillsborough County. But during the coronavirus pandemic, officials say they provided something else just as important.
On top of the need for food, we're seeing a huge issue with isolation.
Prior to the pandemic, about 20% of these clients said that Meals on Wheels was the only person-to-person interaction that they would have on a given day. But when the pandemic hit, that number spiked to 60%. Along with home visits, officials say there are 19 community dining sites run by Meals on Wheels in Hillsborough County. But that operation was suspended because of COVID-19.
One of the things that we're trying to do right now is bring people back out when it's safe. With the vaccines coming out, with COVID starting to dip, we're really hoping that people will come out for community dining when we reopen.
Today, Congressman Chris Pappas visited a food distribution site in Manchester.
I think as we come out of this pandemic, we're going to continue to lean heavily on our community services like Meals on Wheels, and we'll work with them to make sure we can identify other funding opportunities.
Meals on Wheels officials say, though, for now, their biggest challenge will be reaching people who may self-isolate for fear of still getting sick, even as vaccines continue to be distributed and the threat of the pandemic continues to decline. In Manchester, Andy Hirschberger, WR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Manchester police trained on de-escalation, mental health, and active shooter. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
For the easy and the complex, the small stuff and the big, we're here with the affordable local loans, easy to manage accounts, and financial advice to help you blaze a trail, figure stuff out, and make your money go farther. We're Granite State Credit Union. Live bold.
What can we do for you, sir? Huh? You need to put the knife down.
The Manchester Police Department provides an inside look into a new training program for its officers.
You're going to give me help?
It covers several different areas, including medical and mental health calls, de-escalation, active shooter response, among others. The goal is to create a foundation of principles to support the officers on the road.
We can't train officers for everything they come across because it's different every single day. When they go to a call, they'll kind of remember back to what they did here and apply it there.
The new training coincides with recommendations from New Hampshire's Law Enforcement Accountability and Transparency Commission.
We now have, instead of 8 annual training hours, we have 40. So our department as a whole, we dedicate an entire week to each officer's training.
It also includes 4 hours of cultural competency, which focuses on creating an understanding of the various communities that make up the Queen City.
Giving officers a different perspective on how to think about things, how other cultures might differ from ours or your own, and how that kind of fits into police work.
Chief Alan Aldenberg says the training is not only beneficial to his team, but also to the people of Manchester.
To provide our officers with the most relevant, updated training and to give them the tools to survive, and also to offer to our community well-trained police officers that are professional.
And the chief says another goal of this training is to teach police officers how to defuse a situation and use the least amount of force as possible, not only creating a safer environment for his team, but also the people they're helping. Reporting live in Manchester, I'm Tim Callery, WMUR News.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Another mass vaccination event planned for New Hampshire Motor Speedway this coming weekend. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Home runs, homecomings, and good old-fashioned home cooking. The best things in life start with home. From finding the home of your dreams to selling a home you've outgrown, the trusted professionals at Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate are here to help. Expect better. Start by calling or contacting Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate, the Masiello Group, www.masiello.com, 800-741-1540.
Thousands of Granite Staters in Phase 2B will get their Pfizer vaccine at New Hampshire Motor Speedway this weekend.
We're good at moving a lot of people efficiently. We have a lot of space, so it works great.
It will be the second time it will serve as the state's mass vaccination site. It will once again be by appointment only.
Now they get to come here and cross that finish line of beating this pandemic.
Earlier this month at the site, Johnson & Johnson vaccines were administered, which is a single-shot dose. Pfizer requires 2 vaccines.
It'll be a 2-dose presentation, so we'll be doing the second dose as a super site as well.
As of this afternoon, there were still available appointments for shots at the Speedway. Perry Plummer, who's leading the vaccine efforts, says there are still tens of thousands of people who have not yet signed up in this phase.
We've registered, somewhere around 100,000 people, but we still have 100,000 appointments left. So, if they weren't able to get an appointment yet, then jump in and get it. And, it's going really, really well.
And good news from Washington. The White House announcing that 27 million doses of the COVID vaccines will be sent out across the country next week, 3 times the amount from just 2 months ago. 18 million will be sent directly to states, with the remainder going to the Federal Pharmacy Partnership and community health centers. And the governor's office saying tonight, quote, "We expect to see a modest bump and are pleased our allocations appear to be increasing. As always, we will get shots in arms as soon as the federal government can deliver the doses." Now, people who are eligible in this phase can sign up for appointments at the Speedway at vaccines.nh.gov. Reporting live, I'm Charisse LeClaire, WMUR News.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. 1 year after the first New Hampshire COVID-19 death, vaccines have made a difference. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
For the easy and the complex, the small stuff and the big, we're here with the affordable local loans, easy to manage accounts, and financial advice to help you blaze a trail, figure stuff out, and make your money go farther. We're Granite State Credit Union. Live bold.
Some of these annual reminders are hard.
Governor Sununu remembers the moment he learned New Hampshire had its first death.
It was one of those things that I think we all knew was unfortunately coming. We had seen it all across in other parts of the country, but it still hit hard. I remember that it was a little bit of a silence on the phone.
Since that day, a year ago today, more than 1,200 people have died.
Overall in our state, we've done very, very well. We still have one of the lowest death rates of COVID in the entire country. We're all very proud of that. But there's still 1,200 individuals that aren't with us today, that were here last year. And you have to remember them. You have to understand we still have a long way to go.
The vaccine had a dramatic impact. The red line shows the percentage of deaths each month in long-term care facilities declining. That means the general population is now making up a larger percentage of deaths. January of this year was the deadliest in the state to date, likely part of a post-holiday surge.
It is a reminder that there are individuals and lives behind all of this, why it's so important to wear a mask, why it's so important to do the social distancing, make those sacrifices.
The governor says more deaths are certain before this is over and urges vigilance and safety as life in New Hampshire starts to return to normal.
We knew that this was going to be a long haul that we were all going to have to be fighting through, all of us, all of the citizens of the state really coming together and really fighting through all the way to the end.
So far in March, 34 people in New Hampshire have died because of COVID-19. Reporting live this evening, Amy Cavino, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Gunman kills at least 10 people in Colorado supermarket. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News.
Another mass shooting, the second in less than a week. This time at a supermarket in Boulder, Colorado, where a gunman killed 10 people, including an 11-year veteran police officer. Authorities taking a suspect into custody.
The first thing I want to say is I want to say our hearts of this community go out to the victims of this horrific incident. We know of 10 fatalities at the scene, including one of our Boulder PD officers by the name of Eric Talley. Officer Talley responded to the scene, was the first on the scene, and he was fatally shot.
Police initially responding to a report of shots fired in the parking lot of King Soopers. Law enforcement seen swarming the building. Authorities saying the suspect allegedly used a long gun. A motive is still unclear. We'll have continuing coverage on abcnews.com.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Thank you for joining us for this morning edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. I'll see you back here later on today for another newscast. I'll have a news report coming up in a little bit. Goodbye, everyone.